Hi there, it's Lauren, your sewing buddy. I'm working more on Emily's bodice today, doing some blanket stitches around the edges. I put a nice little binding ribbon on the bottom edge, but I didn't have enough to go all the way around the arms and the neck hole, so I'm doing those with a blanket stitch. And up on the arm of the sofa, you can see my current pincushion, who is also a pattern weight. And some pins that are stuck into the arm of the sofa because that also is my pincushion. So today I wanted to talk about the D&D campaign that I've been playing in recently. It's based on the world created by Matthew Mercer for Critical Role. I forget if it's the continent or the world itself is Taldore. And in this game I am playing a goblin who is horribly disfigured, so by human standards, she's adorable. By goblin standards, she's a hideous freak. And so she was abandoned by her people as an infant, found in the woods by a troupe of actors, and then raised in an acting troupe. So sort of Shirley Temple. Her name, in fact, is Assuredly Chapel. Assuredly Chapel. Get it? Ha. So she encountered the party, because I came in on the second session. So the party had just saved a woman from being burned at the stake for being a witch, because some local guards decided that witchcraft was bad, although what determines witchcraft, we don't know. So they rescued her. I jumped in at the end because my character is all about being famous, and she had just lost her acting troupe to some kind of horrible goblin attack. She was allowed to survive because she is a poor, hideous goblin freak. I'm still curious how the Dungeon Master is going to play with that. Anyway, so she joined up with them, didn't really ask permission, just I'm part of you now. Got in good with the local innkeep, got herself and the other bard in the party a show for the evening where she sang, he played music, everyone had a great time. And then we went to find the mentor of the woman who is going to be burned at the stake, who is the midwife, little ways south of town. And, on the way there, my character is being adorable and cute because she's Assuredly Chapel and is very adorable and obviously very young and sweet, but then she isn't actually that young. She's 14, 15, which by goblin standards is, I guess, almost middle age. Call it 30s for humans. And the elf in the party, the warlock, noticed this, and but that comes into play later. So we show up at the mentor's house, such as it is, and before we got there, let's backtrack a little bit. As we're maybe 20 minutes out of town, a giant white dragon flies over, coming from the south to the village that we had just come from to the north. So we go rushing back, and the dragon is there, says, "You're going to pay me tribute in 2 days, or I'm going to destroy your town. Rah, 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 I'm dragon." So, the town kind of panics and starts trying to figure out how to deal with that. We head back out, get the mentor, because obviously if there's a dragon in the area, we don't want her hanging around. We have to convince her to leave, which apparently has been the younger midwife's task for many years now, trying to convince this old woman that, hey, maybe civilization And, having people around are good things. And we're not really getting much of anywhere. And then I try to persuade her and crit it. I rolled a natural 20. And, before we know it, my character is quote unquote crying. The old woman is crying. I'm calling her Nana Ada. And she agrees that okay, she'll go to town if it'll make me stop crying. So cool. We head back to town and get up the next morning and we there's a jobs board in the town, so we see what's there. Everything seems to be mostly off toward the east of town, so we go do all the things, or at least we're going to try to do all the things. There's a mining claim that we need to clear out and then plant a flag on so that the family can start using it again. There's another couple of miners who need to be warned about the dragon stuff. There's a missing shipment of metal that also was being brought in by the man who was in charge of the group of guards who decided that burning people at the stake was cool. There's getting Nana Ada and the midwife Demelza to their family farm off to the east. And also trying to find the mythical Gnomengard in Gnomengard. It's a society of rock gnomes that may or may not actually exist in the area. No one's totally sure. And they also keep moving their entrance around and keep it hidden. So trying to actually find them and get their help with the dragon will be an adventure in itself. But we got one task taken care of. We got the pair of women to their family farm. And their farm seems to be occasionally attacked by things in the area like goblins. And this time it was giant spiders, which we helped fight off. But that's a new thing, so we're thinking that the dragon maybe set up a nest nearby and chased the spiders off, and that's why they came to attack the little valley. That's pretty much where we left off for that. It's a very fun campaign, and I'm happy that my husband convinced me to play in it. A little bit more about what I'm doing here. I'm using 3-ply of the embroidery floss to do the edging. So that means I have to split the normal 6-strand embroidery floss in half. But I'd already done some of these and wrapped them around the little spool you see over there. So I was a little bit prepared for this. And I've also ordered a miniature for the character in this campaign, because she is an adorable little goblin and those miniatures don't exist. But Hero Forge does exist and had everything I needed to create this beautiful thing. This is not a sponsored video, but Hero Forge is amazing. So if they would want to sponsor me, that's cool, but I doubt that's going to happen with the level of subscribers and views that I get. The rattling you hear in the back is the wind blowing some of our wall scrolls around. So please excuse that. While I was sewing this, I was watching costuming drama, Noelle's trip to Amsterdam. She's in Europe and has been vlogging every city that they go to. So that's been fun to watch. There are a lot of beautiful things. one of the, like, this one specifically, I think they were in Salzburg, but there were some gorgeous architecture, and then there was a shop window that actually had like historical clothing, so that was an amazing thing to see that places like that exist. And I'm super jealous she's there with Kathy Hay and some other people, and here I am barely having left California. Like, I've been to New York once. I lived in Arizona for a bit, and lived in Oregon, been to Washington, and that's it. The rest of my time I've been here in Cali. I am not the adventurous type, I suppose, except on a table or in costume in the woods. Pretend Lauren is much more adventurous than real Lauren. Other than that, I will be starting a project after this is all put together. Here's my Hello Kitty mug out of screen. Good job, Lauren. But I had to take a quick little coffee break. After this, I will be starting on my own set of combinations, following in the footsteps of Bernadette Banner and Enchanted Rose costumes. So look forward to those videos. I do intend for it to be more of a sewing vlog than just a talking vlog. So we'll see how that goes. Give it a try, see if people like it, and if not, then it'll be more of this. But I'll be using a wearing history pattern. I don't plan on doing anything fancy. I just want the right silhouette to work with my Moulin Rouge costumes that I intend to make. Though I know I think she didn't wear the right undergarments with her corsets in the movie. But I intend to. There I am cleaning up the edges a little bit because they are quite messy. The whole thing is having sort of a rustic look right now, which we'll see how that works out. So I know it is supposed to be worn under her clothing, and then she wants to wear it for Ren Fair, but it's well put together, so it's going to hold up. Looking at it, it's stylistically rustic, so I think that's going to work out well. Yeah, that is the update on what's going on with me. I hope that you've enjoyed listening and that you've got some wonderful thing that you're working on also. I do want to hear about that, so if you want to link a vlog in the comments, or tell me where your Instagram is so I can see photos, or just talk to me about what you're making. I would love to see or hear or imagine. Always like, subscribe. Apparently, if you subscribe, unsubscribe, and subscribe again, that's even better. Yeah, I will talk to you again next week. Now that my super secret project is done, I'll hopefully have some photos to show you next week for how that turned out. Thank you all for being my buddies, and go create something beautiful.